What's up everyone? Today we are taking a look at Rick Owens Spring-Summer 2027 menswear collection, presented at Paris Fashion Week last month. Titled Stone, the collection was a dark, structural exploration of how humans respond to menace, doom, and uncertainty. The show coincided with one of the hottest weeks Europe has ever experienced. Rick Owens moved the show to the morning to avoid the most intense heat. That unexpected real-world detail ended up reinforcing the collection's central message and theme, which is relevant as ever in the background of escalating global tensions and relentless heat. As Rick Owens wrote in the show notes, when humans face to doom and uncertainty, they train, turn away, or turn to stone. He took those seemingly survivalist concepts and transformed into functional high fashion. Owens also drew heavily from Buckminster Fuller's 1960s architectural concept of tensegrity. We'll come back to that idea shortly, as it becomes one of the collection's strongest visual metaphors. One of the biggest surprises this season was the return of Rick Owens' partnership with Adidas, marking their first collaboration since 2017. Rick used Adidas as a perfect platform to explore high-performance technical sportswear designed specifically to survive an era of extreme heat and environmental uncertainty. The collection unveiled a new range of Adidas Climacool sportswear. Jackets and shorts were equipped with built-in ventilation fans, and they inflated into those unsettling, apocalyptic silhouettes. Beyond their striking appearance, these garments embodied one of the collection's central ideas. Supposedly, Rick made this Adidas collab for people who cope to menace, doom, and uncertainty by training. So, those pieces represent those who choose to prepare and train, using technology and performance wear to adapt an increasingly hostile environment. Rick Owens also subverted Adidas' iconic three-stripe trackwear. Classic tracksuits and jogging pants were reimagined in traditional poly-cotton jersey, lightweight leather, and recycled nylon. He paired them with tops crafted from skin-tight leather and nude girdle fabrics. The collection's fetishized training gear also included micro shorts. Their minimal proportions highlighted a sense of vulnerability against the collection's otherwise dark, gothic, and heavy mood. The Adidas footwear was equally impressive. They looked like a modern reinterpretation of Adidas Spring Blade sneakers from the mid-2010s, this time enhanced with functional details, such as loose ankle gaiter socks. Scheduled for release in 2027, it has all the ingredients to become another successful Rick Owens collab, much like the designer's previous footwear partnerships with Doc Martens and Converse. Beyond the Adidas collab and the collection's fetishized training gear, Rick Owens countered the menace and doom of the world with military codes and details, specifically removable leather epaulettes, utility pockets, and other functional details. The removable leather epaulettes appeared across blazers and coats. Owens described them as symbols of authority and trust, evoking figures such as an emperor, airline pilot, or a cruise ship captain, people we instinctively look to for guidance during uncertain times. The designer also incorporated these removable epaulettes into a new version of the Drella coat, originally introduced in the Fall-Winter 2022 Strobe collection. One of the coat's most ingenious features is a long slit running down the back. By pulling the garment over your head through this opening, it transforms from a conventional coat into something resembling a poncho, cape, or toga. Another major concept driving the collection was tensegrity, the architectural principle I mentioned earlier. Coined by Buckminster Fuller in the 1960s, the term describes structures in which isolated components under compression are held together by continuous network of tensions. Owens translated this engineering concept directly into fashion. The result came in the form of tensegrity exoskeleton chaps, hand-constructed from foam and latex, in collab with London-based designer Stray2Kai. You probably remember Stray2Kai from the inflatable boots that debuted during Rick Owens' Fall-Winter 2024 Porter-Wheel collection. This time, the collaboration evolved into wearable exoskeletons that visually express the structural forces holding the human body together. The idea also works on a psychological level. When people are confronted with menace and uncertainty, our natural instinct is to tense up. Rick Owens drew a direct parallel between structural engineering and human anatomy, suggesting that both buildings and people rely on tension to remain standing. So he turned tension itself into one of the collection's defining visual languages. Rick Owens also delivered some of the collection's most theatrical outerwear. If you're looking for underground latex outerwear that makes you look like a sleazy superhero, Rick definitely has you covered. He presented voluminous, floor-dragging latex capes, crafted by Florence Drouin of London's Torture Garden. Alongside those pieces, the designer also introduced more monolithic capes as part of the Adidas collaboration. They were constructed from dense, matte technical fabrics, including recycled polyester duchess, heavy technical nylons, and densely felted wool blends. Moving to footwear, Rick Owens' new signature boots were among the collection's biggest statement pieces. They combined a sharply pointed toe with an exaggerated wedge sole that dramatically elongated the leg. Unlike the old versions of these boots, they have a soft, molded appearance that feels almost architectural. Their monochromatic finish allows them to blend seamlessly into the collection's tonal looks. Alright, once again, the collection explored the different ways people respond when the world around them becomes increasingly unstable. Some prepare and train, some seek authority, some armor themselves, others freeze or turn to stone. Rick explored all of those responses through fashion, transforming abstract ideas into garments that felt both conceptual and wearable. Adidas collab was integrated into the collection's broader narrative, and that made the partnership feel purposeful rather than commercial. The same can be said for the collaborations with various artists and designers. Rick Owens has always had an incredible ability to discover artists whose work naturally complements his own aesthetic. Personally, I think what continues to set Rick Owens apart from so many designers is his ability to create collections that operate on multiple levels. The garments can be appreciated purely for their silhouettes, craftsmanship, and technical construction, but they also exist within a much larger narrative. Every detail, collaboration, and runway presentation contributes to a cohesive universe, with its own visual language and philosophy. That balance between concept and execution is what makes Rick Owens' work feel so distinctive. Alright, that was it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.